Walk into any pharmacy or a gym store and you'll see shelves covered in shiny bottles from fat burners, detox tea, testosterone boosters, pre-workout within that sounds like superhero movies. The supplements industry is worth billions of dollars. But here's the truth. Most of it is just hype. Only small handful of supplements actually have a strong scientific evidence behind them. And today I'll break down into exactly which one are worth your money, which ones are waste, and how to use them safely. As a doctor and a nutrition expert, not as a salesperson. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Hi, I'm Dr. Hillel. I'm specializing in pathology here in Chicago, and I have been a nutrition expert for the past 10 years. I've studied supplements not just in textbooks, but in real life, real patients, where vitamin deficiencies, drug interaction, and overuse leaves their marks under the microscope. In this video, we cover what supplements really are and what they are not, also, which ones actually work based on strong evidence, which ones are mostly marketing and money traps. Also, how to use the supplement wisely, safely, and effectively. What are supplements? Let's start with the foundation. Supplements are exactly what the name says. They supplement the diet. They're not replacement for food. They're not a miracle cures. And they come in different forms: powder, capsules, tables, gummies, liquid, but their purpose is the same. They fill nutrition gaps. Examples: if you don't eat enough proteins from meal, then protein shakes can help. If you live in a cold climate with a little sun, vitamin D might be necessary. As well, if you're like vegan and you don't eat animal products, you might need vitamin B12. In medicine, we use supplements in a very targeted ways. In patients, for example, who have iron deficiency, we prescribe iron. If they have vitamin D are low, then we treat it. For example, some deficiencies leaves visible footprints on the microscope, like vitamin B12 deficiency, which will show up in a lot of abnormal blood cells, where that we see megaloblastic anemia. Example, in vitamin D deficiency leads to soft, weak bones, fracture, and poor healing. Protein deficiency will create thin muscle, fibers, swollen liver. These are real, measurable changes that we can target with these supplements. But here's the key. Most people, a food-first approach is preventive of deficiency without needing pills. Make sure that that the supplements are tools, not the foundation. They're just to supplement. Most source of these vitamins comes from food. But the word supplement does not mean bad. You have the protein powder, which is convenient. It's effective for meeting protein need. Also, we have the creatine monohydrate, which is one of the most studied supplements ever. It improves strength, recovery, and even shows potential cognitive benefits. And it is safe for healthy kidneys. If you have kidney disease, then you might check with your physician first before eating these creatinine. We have the caffeine, which boosts alerts, endurance, and performance. But doses matters. Too much will lead to jitters, anxiety, insomnia. So be careful. We also have the vitamin D, which is only if you're deficient. It supports bone health, immune function, mood. Many adults in northern climates test low, so they will supplement it in their diet. And also, it's very important to stay into certain doses because it will lead to toxicity if it goes over. Also, we have the omega-3 fatty acid, which is come from fish oil. It's very helpful if your diet lacks fatty fish. Shows to reduce triglyceride and support heart health. In another hand, there is some supplements that I don't recommend, which is very famous. One of them is the BCAA. That means branched chain amino acid. If you're already hitting your protein goal, this will barely add any difference. The glutamine, it's useful in a clinical illness, but if for healthy people, the benefits are very minimal. Also, very debatable the probiotics. Some strains may help the gut health, but results vary widely. It's not something that I recommend. Also, having the greens powder. It's convenient, but it cannot replace real vegetables. The ones that I don't recommend really are the fat burners, which is usually caffeine plus carbs combined. They give like a temporary appetite suppression at best, which are very dangerous at worst. Be careful. Also, the famous detox cleanses and teas. Your liver and kidney already detox 24/7. You don't need anything. No detox. Anywhere you hear a word detox, just stay away from it. Testosterone boosters, another one, which is the flashy claims, almost no result, and some of them are really harmful for the liver. If any supplements promises a fast loss weight or hormone miracles, it's probably too good to be true. I don't really recommend it. When to use supplements? When are actually useful? First of all, if you have dietary gaps, if you're too busy, travel a lot, or have an appetite issue, a protein powder or a multivitamin can help bridge the gaps. If you're on a special diet, vegan usually needs more of like vitamin B12. Sometimes they need iron or zinc too. Those could be helpful. If you have lab confirmed deficiencies, don't guess. If you're tired, get a blood test. They will show which which vitamin you're deficient in. If you're deficient in vitamin D or you have a B12 are low, these are common and they could be properly saved with supplements. If you need like some performance boosters, creatine and caffeine are two of the few supplements that reliable improves performance when they use correctly. You can use supplements, but you have to be safe. Always check the dose. More does not mean better. Choose a brand that are third-party tested, like the NSF or the FDA approved. Also, that means that what's on the label is actually what's in the bottle. Also, remember that some supplements can interact with medication. We have an example of St. John wort. For example, it reduces the effectiveness of birth control, some of antidepressants, so you gotta be aware of them. Now let's go through the common mistake that I see all the time. Taking too many at once. More pills does not mean more health. Your body cannot absorb everything at high dose, so gotta space them up. Also, thinking that we can replace meals with powders. A shake can support you, but it cannot replace the fibers, the antioxidant, the natural synergy of the whole food. We cannot. Thinking that more is better. A high dose of fat-soluble vitamins like the A, D, E, K can build up and will become toxic. That's why it's very important to, especially with vitamin A or D, to be very aware of the toxicity. And if you're taking any medication, be aware that there will be an interactions. Always check with your physicians and tell them what type of supplements you're taking. Now let's answer the most common questions. Do I need supplements if my diet is good? Usually no. A balanced diet covers almost like the needs that you need. Supplements are for gaps. They're not for, you don't need them. If you're eating well, no need for supplements. Also, are the natural or herbal supplements always safe? That's not true. Natural does not make it harmless. Even in nature, there is harmful things. Some herbs will thin the blood, will raise the blood pressure, will damage the kidney, so be careful. Also, where should I start if I want to be smart about it? You can use the protein powder if you struggle to hit your protein goals. You can get, if you were tested and you had vitamin D is low, you can get supplements. Also, you can have the omega-3 if you don't like to eat fish or you don't eat fish enough. Everything else should be individualized. It depends on you, on your blood test, what it shows, and it's always you should go back to your physician. And remember, food is the medicine. Supplements are just accessory. They're just there to supplement. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. I want you guys to take an action this week. Go to your inventory, list the supplement that you're currently using. Ask yourself, do I really need these? Is it evidence based or is it just marketing? I've just been sold this stuff. Be careful, advise yourself, and know that food is the medicine. Supplements are just there to supplement the food. And that's it.